And welcome to the Sam Sorbo Show. It's a pleasure to be here with you folks. We're going to get right into it. I have a fantastic guest. Her name is Quisha King. She is the former regional engagement coordinator for Black Voices for Trump. She's also the founder of King Consulting and holds a bachelor's degree in business marketing. Now, your eyes do not deceive you. She does look Black, although we know since she's a Trump supporter, she can't possibly be Black. She's the former director of communications for the Jacksonville Young Republicans. That's no surprise. She's a four-time singer of the national anthem for President Trump's rallies. We're going to ask her to sing in a little bit. She's also the co-chair of Moms for Liberty in Nebraska. No, sorry. Where is that? Moms for Liberty?
Northeast Florida.
Oh, Northeast Florida. I'm like, that's not Nebraska. That's not possible. She's an advocate for Christian conservative values. Quisha King, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. So great to be here.
So I've talked previously about Moms for Liberty, which is a relatively new organization. You guys are just blowing up.
Yes.
So tell me about, let's start there. Your involvement with Moms for America. I have a feeling it's going to lead to the discussion on critical race theory.
Yes. So I got involved with Moms for Liberty. They came to one of our Republican meetings, and they were just talking about the struggles that they had with the school board and what made them start the group. Tina Deskovich had come to Jacksonville, Florida, and just listening to her was so inspiring. And parents and moms and women who were there, they were asking questions like, hey, what can we do? And so me and my big mouth, I got up and I was like, we have to stand up for our children and fight back. And so after, Tina's like, you should be a co-chair. And I was like, no, I was just trying to, help get the women motivated and kind of steer them in the right direction. But after speaking with her and some other ladies, I decided to co-chair with another wonderful young woman. And it's just, it's been growing. We're still, it's our chapter is new. So we're trying to, make sure our infrastructure is right and get all those things worked out. But we have so many parents that want to be involved and that can't wait to jump in there. And actually we're already doing it, going to school board meetings as a unit to show our strength and support for our children.
Right. So what is it in your own words? How are you thinking that you're going to change the CRT that's happening in the schools?
I think what we have to do, we are certainly grateful for the banning of it in the official realm by Governor DeSantis. But I think in addition to that, we still have to remain vigilant and show up to these school board meetings and present our case and really keep an eye on what they are trying to introduce to our children. I think that is the only way they will take us seriously. I think it's the only way that we will actually create change and get the school board members who are refusing to stop this nonsense, get them out of those seats and put people there who will stand up for the teachers' unions and who will not enforce this type of ideology on our children.
You said stand up to the teachers' unions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yes.
It's really coming from the teachers' unions. And I have to ask, so the thing is that with CRT, with critical race theory, you're dealing with ideologues. I don't know if you saw, there was an article a little while ago, I think it was teachers out of Ohio, who had said, hey, you might tell me not to teach this in the schools, but I know what I know, and I'm going to teach what I want to teach. And
Right.
So it's not, and I love the fact that you're saying, hey, it's great that DeSantis, banned it in its official capacity. You will not be teaching this and you will be teaching that. But the problem that I see is if the teachers are ideologues, and many of them at this point are, because they went through the training, their training in their in our higher education as educators. They were trained in this. that you're not going to dissuade them from teaching sort of whatever the heck they want to teach.
That's absolutely correct. And so that's why I think we have to, if our children are old enough, we need to let them know what's going on so they can be an eye and an ear inside the classroom, inside of the school. And then also continue to look at the workshops that the that the school boards are putting on. They do get a lot of pressure from these teachers unions to introduce all types of things into our classroom. Unfortunately, it's not just critical race theory. There's a hypersexualization of our children. There are, in my opinion, some matters when it comes to masks that are, not scientifically based, that of the forcing of children to wear these masks. And like, my youngest daughter is a special needs child, so it's very concerning for me, for her. She needs routine, she needs certain things, and I don't want her to get used to wearing a mask in that way, because that's not beneficial to her as an individual, and it doesn't help her in her behavioral progress. It actually hinders her. So what about those children? What about the children who aren't your typical kids, who are being forced into certain things that just, it doesn't benefit them? And so we have to, it's a lot of work. And I know it's not something that we probably expected that we would have to do so forcefully, but we must remain vigilant. Go to these workshops, go to these school board meetings, and go to City Hall and see what is going on in your community. You will be surprised at how many things are being passed because we are not there. We are not present. We're not pushing back.
And I do want to point out that it is important that you go to the school board meetings and you make your voice known, and you're putting them on notice, right? So you're putting the teachers on notice. The older kids that are sitting in class, they're going to go home and talk about some of the stuff that's happening. And so you put those teachers on notice that if they go against what has now been stipulated by the governor or by the school board, that their jobs might be at stake. The problem is, if they're unionized, teachers don't lose their jobs, right?
That's correct. It's very, very difficult to fire a bad teacher who is a part of the union. It's very difficult. However, I think by putting the pressure on the school board and on the teachers unions, that will trickle into the classroom, where they will realize that, okay, these parents are not having it, and they're watching everything that we do. And because of their self-interest and wanting to keep their jobs, they will stand down.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Are you at all concerned that for a lot of kids, it's too late?
Part of me is, but as a believer, as a woman of faith, I have to believe that God is bigger than that. And I believe that his will be accomplished in the earth. And I just believe that whatever, there's nothing too hard for God. So I don't want to say anyone is beyond redemption, so to speak.
Sure.
So I do I'm sort of an optimistic person. So I do want to believe.
I guess the question, I'm not asking if it's too late for individuals, because the truth is the truth. And hopefully eventually, as an individual, you will get to the truth, right?
Mhm.
Is it too late for the school?
I really do believe we can push back on this. I think they have gotten away with getting this under our noses, putting it in, because we haven't been vigilant. And now that they have woken up, that mama bear inside of us. And I really, truly believe pushing back will get them to stand down. Now, I don't think it's going to be easy, But I certainly think if enough of us do it, there is strength in numbers. There is power in unity. If we come together and push back, I believe we really can turn this around.
I like your optimism, Quisha. It's such a pleasure to speak with you. Do you have any websites or any advice for parents across the US who maybe aren't living in the greatest state under the greatest governor in the union?
Yes, we do have the greatest governor. Sure. Check out momsforliberty.org and you can see how to plug in, get involved, get some resources and tools that will help you. Also, there is Mom Rise. That is a great organization too. It's by Moms for America. And there are great tools and resources there. They're actually having an event coming soon. And also just look me up on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Quisha King with a Q, Quishakking. Just follow me there and you can find all my links and things there.
And it was funny when you were talking, it just occurred to me, you know, we can encourage individuals to go to the school board meetings, but the reason that we encourage them to sort of form groups, and if you don't have a Moms for Liberty in your community, you can form one, or you can recruit some moms together and then talk about it, and maybe one of them will form the group and share it or co-chair it.
Mhm.
And so we just want to encourage people to get engaged. Go to the school board meeting alone the first time. If you know, you're just sitting there, you just sit there and watch and
Mhm.
listen, but do get engaged and actually take a group the first time, because it's almost too late. I mean, seriously, time is a wasting. The hour's near, and we need to do something for these kids, because we can't afford for children to be taught lies
You are
in a school paradigm that, as the parent, we have now put our imprimatur on, right? We are
Mhm.
saying to our children, these are the people that need to teach you. These are the people who know. So go and learn from them. And then at the same time, we're seeing that they are engaged in teaching children lies.
You are absolutely correct. And I just want to say that know the law. Know the law in your community, in your county, in your city, because when you go up there and you can recite the laws to them, they know that you are a well-informed parent and they cannot get anything over on you. And then that will trigger other parents to listen to you and also push back on them with the law as well.
Yeah. And you can find a lot of resources at Moms for Liberty. So go check that out and join the movement, which is a movement for liberty that's really just going like wildfire across the United States. I know you guys are getting a lot of applications for new groups, and you know, for establishing new groups, and it's difficult because you have to weed out the chaff. You got to make sure that you're dealing with the authentic freedom loving individual, and that's hard to do, to keep the integrity of your movement. But thank you, Quisha
Right.
King, so much for coming on the program. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, thank you for watching the Sam Sorbo Show. Just a quick shout out, hey, if you're fed up with the huge transfer of wealth that we've just seen, and the transfer of wealth overseas, how about we buy USA made products from now on? How about we just purpose that? That would be one step in the right direction, don't you think? So email me at buyusaMade@protonmail.com, because I have a quick, kind of easy solution along those lines, and I'd love to share it with you. I've got a lot of people who have reached out to me, and some of you have, maybe you think that this is some kind of spam or something. It's not. It's totally legit. And I was answering those emails, and some of you just sort of dropped off. Maybe you didn't think that it was me. But anyway, buyusaMade@protonmail.com. And then don't forget to like and subscribe, please. And you can join me for some extra content over at sorbos.locals.com That's where I put up all of the second parts of interviews that I do. Thanks so much for watching the Sam Sorbo Show. I'm Sam Sorbo. Forget to go to my TV show on Epoch TV or Epic TV. It's at the Epic Times news site. They are a great paper, and you can watch my show called School's Out with Sam Sorbo, all about how our education has gone so wrong and what you can do about it. And thank you for your support there also. Really appreciate it.